What's going on, guys and girls? Josh Shelby here. Thank you all once again for tuning in. And today, ladies and gentlemen, brother Fran from Spain has returned and is going to be collaborating with me on this video. Fran, how are you today, man?
I'm doing cool. I'm doing cool. Yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be going into discussion over the now widely successful Avengers Infinity War. Uh, Fran, I'm gonna let you start off and shoot a question my way. But first, let me ask you, what did you initially think after seeing the movie for the first time?
Well, initially and just after the movie ended, I was like jaw dropped. Like I was literally in the scene. I remembered it after, but I was literally in the cinema with my mouth open. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what the fuck is going on? I was like,
Oh,
I don't believe it. I was like, they had the balls to do it. Like,
yeah.
I, I mean, there was maybe 100 possibilities for an ending to this movie.
Mm-hmm.
None of them were Thanos winning. I mean, in my head, I saw all the heroes dying, and I was like, no way, this is Disney. Like, how is these people dying? This is
Yeah.
impossible. And I came out, and I was like, this is fucking amazing. Like, this movie is
Mm.
amazing. The CGI is amazing. The runtime is amazing because it's long, but it doesn't feel like really heavy. So it's better because you enjoy more parts of it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this is the movie. Like I feel like they got expectations and raised them up, in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion. What did you
Mm-hmm.
think about it?
Oh man, I I was really surprised how much I enjoyed it, and really surprised how emotional it got towards, for me at least, how emotional it got towards the end. And I think the biggest thing for me um is number one, Thor actually was fucking good in this movie
Oh
compared
yeah.
to Thor Ragnarok. Compared to Avengers Infinity War, it's absolutely zero contest. Thor was on his A game in this movie for starters. Um, thank what can you not say about Josh Brolin as Thanos? He was terrific, absolutely terrific.
I mean, Thor's entry in Infinity War,
Mhm.
that should have been like Superman's entry in Justice League, but in Justice League it was like, oh, there he is. In Infinity War,
Yeah,
it was like, oh shit! Like when all the sparklings and the thunder and the stuff and the sky turned black, and he races the storm breaking, and he's like, wow! I was like, oh shit!
yeah,
I was in the cinema like, oh shit! Like that was fucking epic! Like,
yeah.
oh
People,
my god!
yeah, yeah. People were clapping during that scene, and the scene when Cap reappeared, and I had to represent for us. So when they went back to Wakanda, I had to make the loudest noise. But but
Yahoo!
uh,
That's all of my boys.
yeah, yeah, it was just a really really good movie. If you compare it to and I know we have another Avengers movie coming out next year, so the main thing I'm thinking is how in the world are they going to even top this? And I'm sure I'm not the only one that thinks that. Like, how in the world can they top Avengers Infinity War with Avengers 4? They got to have something a lot bigger planned with that one.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I don't think they're gonna top it, but I think that it's gonna be pretty close because I mean, it's clear. Okay, people hearing if you are sad because some of your heroes died, they didn't fucking die. Okay, they are not gonna pay like 800 million for the rights of Spider-Man and then kill him in the third movie. Okay, relax.
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
I mean, and also I thought like, well, the deaths before, like Loki and Gamora, I was like, okay, those are permanent because they didn't happen at the end. But then Joe
Right.
Russo comes in an interview and he says, no, Gamora is trapped in the Soul Stone, and you're like, then no one's gonna die.
Yeah.
I mean, Loki, okay, yeah, Loki is an important character, but whatever. I think that they're gonna top it because in Avengers 4 like one of the main Avengers is gonna die. I think that it's gonna be like Captain America or Iron Man both. Like because Chris Evans is finishing contract after Avengers 4, so that's my
Yeah,
guess.
that's true. Yeah, and see, I thought I got shook for a minute because you know that scene with Thanos and Iron Man, you know, he fucking stabbed Iron Man. I'm in the theater. I'm like, no. I'm sitting there like, no, not Iron Man, not Iron Man. I'm thinking, I'm thinking next is gonna be Cap, but yeah, I had forgotten Chris Evans was gonna be done. I'm pretty sure Iron Man 2 might be done because he's doing. They recently announced yesterday that they're doing another Sherlock, and him and Jude Law are expected to return. Let me ask you this, Fran. Do you, for right now, would you say it's, in your opinion, it's the best Avengers film
Out of the
of the three?
Civil War, it's an Avengers movie, whatever. I think yes. I think it's the best MCU movie I've seen.
Really?
Yeah. Like
Best
the
MCU?
whole thing, like not if you go part for part, like, oh, there's missing information here, there's missing narration here. If you experience as a whole, is the first movie that I've come out of the cinema in the MCU with my jaw dropped. Like I was like, what is going on here? I don't know. The moment I mean, I was in YouTube before going to a theater, and there was these people going like, Thor kills Thanos, and putting that in the title. I was like, oh man, spoilers, blah blah blah. I was really sad, like, oh my god, they're gonna kill him in just one movie. What's going on? Then I go to the cinema and I see like Thor, like stabbing him with a Stonebreaker, and I'm like, I already seen it. Fuck this shit. And he's like, just going for the head, and he snaps, and I was like. I was like, what? I picked my friend's arm and I started like pressing it, like, dude, what's going on? What's going on? and when I saw what was happening, I was like, no way. Like, no way. Like, Civil War didn't have like this emotional impact. The first Avengers didn't have this emotional impact. Like, seeing all of them, like, they didn't even like say it farewell or something like that. It was just like, Steve dies, Omen dies, Quill dies, I don't wanna go dies. There was like there wasn't like, oh, I'm very bad and I have to say bye bye. It was like really hard. It was like bye, and he disappears, and everyone was like, what? And everyone at my cinema was like, everyone was in silent, and when it like finished, everyone was like, fuck this shit, man, fuck this movie. Like, how did they do that? I mean, some people were crying because of the Spider-Man scene and all that stuff. I didn't really get emotional, and I'm not really an emotional person, but I think that was like the heaviest death. Like, I was in the cinema, I was like, oof, this is hard to watch.
Yeah, and I heard that Tom Holland, they apparently he actually improvised that the "I don't want to go" part, and after the Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good.
Yeah,
and that one that one was definitely impactful for me. Friend, shoot a question my way real fast.
I've seen this in a lot of places, and I think that it is a good question. Is like, do you feel like this is not an Avengers film, but it's an Guardians of the Galaxy 3 film? Like, because everyone is really complaining about, like, it's almost more than half of the movie just the Guardians and some of the Avengers appear like 10 minutes. And it's called Avengers Infinity War.
That's a tough one, man. I'm gonna be that guy. I'm gonna say yes and no. Yes, because
good answer.
Yes, because initially Adam Warlock was apparently supposed to play a big part in the film, and actually, this goes to the comics, the Infinity War comic. Adam Warlock also plays a big part, but so does Fantastic Four, who are still owned by Fox. But anyway, at the same time, no, because number one, the Guardians of the Galaxy, they've had 2 movies, and we've known that they were going to play a part in the third Avengers film with Thanos, and Thanos was in the first Avengers film. I mean, not the first. Yeah, well, he was in the first Avengers film. He was in the first Guardians of the Galaxy film. So we knew that the Guardians of the Galaxy and the Avengers were going to meet up at some point. It was just a matter of when and how. And it just so happened that Rocket Raccoon came in touch with Thor. Had the most screen time with Thor and Team Groot, and what happened to Gamora happened to Gamora. And yeah, I'm gonna be the guy that says yes and no, but I'm leaning more towards no, only because, like I said, we know. Long story short, we've known they were going to be in the movie either way.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the criticism, but I didn't really feel like, oh my god, there's the Guardians again. Like every scene they were in, it was like something related to Thanos, and what I enjoyed about most in the movie was Thanos. Like whenever he was in the screen, it was like, oh, okay, like this is a big deal. I don't wanna see Tony Stark and Doctor Strange talking. I wanna see Thanos using the stones and all that stuff. And there's also the complaint of, why did he fight the Avengers if he had the reality stone? They could turn them all into dust. Listen, this is a fucking movie, okay? It's like saying,
Yeah.
oh my god, why didn't the good guy kill the bad guy at the beginning when they saw each other? It's a movie. It's a movie.
Yeah.
Hello, people.
Yeah.
Like, listen, this is not real. If it were real, of course he would have done that. But this is a movie. It is supposed to entertain you.
Yeah, exactly.
What I mean, in the last few months, I started growing like a really high sympathy for Captain America. Like he was beginning to be one of my favorite heroes. And I went to see Infinity War, and I was like, wow. He was in the film like 15 minutes. I was really disappointed in that. I know that maybe in Avengers 4 he's gonna play a big role because not all of the Avengers are alive. But I was like, oh my, when you see in the trailer that he's holding the gauntlet, and you're like, oh my god, he's gonna fight him. He throws 3 punches and Thanos is like, get out of the way. There's no fight. It's like, boom, bye bye.
Man, just and touching on that, just the way Thanos was able to he just literally went one by one. He went through every single hero, and I went back and listened to the prediction video that we collaborated on, and I was saying that I thought that Scarlet Witch would be the one to deliver the final blow, and while she was kind of the last one remaining, going beyond that, let me ask you this: which character interaction did you enjoy the most? Meaning, like, was it Tony and Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch and Vision, Team Wakanda and Captain America? Which interaction did you enjoy the most?
Thor with the rabbit. with Rocket and Groot, because like they started to grow a strange friendship there with Rocket and Thor, and I also really enjoyed the thing with Iron Man and Doctor Strange. Like their egos were like so high that it was funny to watch. And yeah, I think that the Thor Rocket, because Rocket doesn't have like a lot of friends, and he's supposedly lost everything, and Thor has lost everything, and he's just trying to get his powers back. And Rocket sees him, and he's like, wow, this guy has convictions. He's really gonna do whatever it takes to get it. Like, he's taking the fucking blow of a star. Like, what more can you suffer? And I also really like the interaction with what's his name? The dwarf of Game of Thrones. What's his name?
Oh yeah, Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, that guy. Like when he was playing like the giant, I really enjoyed it because like he's a really good actor, and the whole sequence when he gets the Stonebreaker and Groot helps to get the thing together, and he gets the axe and all that stuff. And I'm missing a scene, Russo brothers, like when he gets up and he like uses the lightning. Where's that in the movie? Are we doing a Justice League here? What's going on? What's going on with this? And Hulk busting out of the Hulkbuster. There's like Funko Pops of that, and it's not in the movie. What are you
Let
doing?
me. I wish I knew, man. I guess I'm guessing it's time constraints. Let me ask you this. I had a serious problem with Hulk in this movie, and most people know that I'm a huge supporter of, and yourself knows that I'm a huge supporter of the Incredible Hulk that released back in 2008 with Edward Norton. From what I understand, Edward Norton can be a difficult gentleman to work with, and I'm assuming that's the reason he wasn't brought back. I'm not really sure. But I really wasn't a fan of Hulk in this movie. And like I said in my review, it goes back to Ragnarok where I feel like they're making him goofy. They're just making him like a jokester. And now to his credit, the opening scene with him and Thanos, that shit was badass where he was going, ham on Thanos for a second there. That was badass. But after that, I felt like I was just like, I don't understand why they included him in the movie if all he's gonna do is do this and not get angry enough to get Hulk or whatever. What do you think, Fran?
I was like thinking before seeing the movie, like, wow, the combat between Hulk and Thanos is gonna be epic. Like they're gonna go like toe to toe, and it's gonna be a hard and rough move and all that stuff. And the film starts, and Hulk throws like 5 punches. Then Thanos is like, okay, let's stop playing around. Throws 4 punches and he's out. And like okay, like Thanos is strong, but it's the fucking Hulk. How is he knocked out because he threw me into the fucking floor?
Yeah.
Like he has holded like fucking aliens that are like 5 buildings bigger than than fucking Thanos, and he gives him like 2 hits and he's down. And later in the film, he doesn't come up because he's scared. Hulk scared. Hello, people.
That's what I'm saying.
Hello. Like everyone's gonna die, and he's like, no, I don't want to come out.
Yeah, that's what that made. I'm not a Hulk myself, but the stuff was making me angry because I'm like, he needs to get in the fight and stop saying, being sad and not becoming Hulk. In terms of action, Fran, let me ask you this: what did you think about the battle sequences in the movie? I thought they were really good, especially the battle, the battle that took place in Wakanda. Would you agree or disagree?
I really loved the the action in Wakanda, except the one thing that like almost everyone in the theater saw, and it was the CGI of Mark Ruffalo on the Hulkbuster. Like everything was so perfect, and I saw it and I was like, what's going on there? And I started looking, I was like, that's a green screen? Like it was so neat. How do you say it? Noticeable. Like I was in the cinema, I was like, wow, that is really bad done. Like everything was so perfect, the exteriors, everything, and then you go there and put that in the film. Like, come on, man, that's a little green screen. In 2 days you have that done. But like for example, the battle in Titan, that was fucking amazing. Like when Thanos throws the fucking moon, I was like, no way. He just throws it, like puts his gauntlet and throws a fucking moon. And all the cuts of the trailers when Spider-Man has the spider legs and he's helping all the guys, and in the trailer he's just by himself and all that stuff. I think that was amazing. Like seeing what all the stones, the power of the stones, what do they do, except for the soul stone. Oh my god, how many videos I've seen of people, where's the soul stone? The soul stone is here, this is what it does, this is here, blah blah blah. You go and see the film and he doesn't use it in the entire movie. He doesn't use it. Like it was as simple as thinking about it, and all the Avengers will be at his will. Like because that's what it does. It controls the souls and it can revive dead people. So
Hmm.
just use it and you have all the most powerful beings in the universe at your will. But no, let's fight it and not use it in the trial fight. I think that was
Yeah.
like a little bit of could have done be better.
Hmm. Uh, Fran, the standouts for me, for the whole movie would definitely be obviously Josh Brolin, and I'm hoping next week with Deadpool 2, he's awesome as Cable. I'm believing he will be. But definitely Josh Brolin as Thanos, he was excellent. Probably, like I said, he's definitely one of my top MCU villains. Uh Zoe Saldana as Gamora, I feel like she was at her best in this movie. Chris Hemsworth as Thor. This is probably, like I said, I have such a fondness for the first Thor. It's hard for me to say, but I feel like this too probably was him being his best as Thor. Um, and Tom Holland as well. Special shout out to Tom Holland as Spider Man. He really delivered in that tear jerking moment with Tony towards the end, and uh I mean, Elizabeth Olsen, she's a very attractive woman, so I gotta show love to Scarlet Witch as well. But who were the standouts for you, brother Fran?
Thanos, of course, like the whole interpretation, not only like the Josh Brolin thing, but the CGI. Like just saw him and you didn't see like a CGI monster or anything like that. You saw a person. Like
Yeah,
I was like looking really close to it in the film, and you could see like the texture in the face, like little hairs and little holes and all that stuff, and I was like, wow, like
yeah,
this
they
is
did a good job.
amazing. I also
Yeah.
really like the Doctor Strange performance.
Hmm.
I really enjoyed it, and I what you said, there's like a little bit of controversy with the Scarlet Witch thing, saying the Elizabeth Olsen saying that she showed a lot of cleavage and all that stuff, and
Oh yeah, I saw.
it's like listen. In the movie, you can see like a quarter of the cleavage because this is a Disney movie, and you see when she goes to the premieres of the films and all that stuff, and he has a cleavage that goes to the belly.
Yeah,
It's like, you can do whatever, but don't complain because you can see like 3 centimeters of cleavage, and in real life you are showing, and in
yeah,
your, I mean, the dresses go in like a triangle shape until her belly button.
all right.
I was like, what are you complaining about?
Yeah,
Like, come on. Like when
yeah, that,
when we see our favorite superheroes without a shirt showing all his muscles, does anyone say that? Like, does anyone complain? No.
yeah,
So that's it.
and to be fair, Scarlet Witch's costume in the comics is a lot more provocative, but that's a different topic. Brother Fran, did you have any more questions to shoot my way?
Yeah, I will. I mean, we don't know this, but what are you expecting to see in Avengers 4? Like, because
Oh,
we don't know anything. What's gonna happen? Like, how are they gonna fix it?
man. Well, I think with Captain Marvel coming out in I think it's March of next year or something like that. I think she's also going to be in the fourth Avengers movie. So I'm suspecting it's obviously gonna be less people, needless to say, at first. And like you, I think a major character is gonna definitely bite the bullet. And I don't know if it's gonna be just one being Cap or Tony, or if it's gonna be both Cap and Tony, because I think aside from Chris Evans saying that he's done, I think Robert Downey Jr. did indicate he'd be willing to play Iron Man, but there's no Iron Man 4 set in stone, which he's had pretty much a hand in every movie up to this point. Um, Yeah, I feel like Thanos. I don't feel like Thanos will necessarily meet his end in Avengers 4. And I don't know why, but I just don't necessarily think that he'll meet his end. Call me crazy, but I don't think that he'll meet his end in Avengers 4.
Yeah, I don't think
What
he's what.
No, I was saying what about you?
Ah, yeah, I don't think that he's not gonna die. But what I've
Mhm,
seen about like behind the scenes and like people take pictures of the set and all that stuff, it looks
mhm,
like they are like traveling in time to
mhm,
get the stones before Thanos does.
mhm.
It's like what's going on here? It's like a Days of Future Past, but 100 times. I think it's gonna
Yeah.
be kind of a little bit difficult to understand because sometimes Captain America has his old suit, then he has his new suit, and there's Sandman in New York in the Battle of the First Avengers, but he wasn't there, and then you can see the other heroes, and
Mhm.
I still think that how are they gonna beat Thanos, get the gauntlet, and reverse all that he did? Like he already
Yeah.
has the Infinity Stones. It doesn't matter if you travel through time or whatever. He's even if he thinks about killing you, he's gonna kill you. I don't know how they're gonna fix it because Captain Marvel is gonna be like really powerful and all that stuff, but
Yeah.
she's
According
no
to
she's no match for the Infinity Stones. Like
Yeah, I don't think any of the heroes are. But what you said about Marvel, according to Fee, she's apparently supposed to be the strongest in the MCU, which I think the strongest at the moment is I think Thor. I'm not for certain, but I think is Thor. Uh, that's a great point about them possibly traveling in time. Uh, do you think that they would bring certain characters that we didn't expect to see like that will possibly bring certain characters back, like the dead villains, like for instance possibly Ronan, Yellow Jacket, who's that other one, that guy from Whiplash from Iron Man 2, Killian from Iron Man 3. You don't think so?
I don't think they're gonna bring back villains, but they're gonna bring back heroes. Like Hawkeye, they said like he was gonna like become Ronin or something like that, and
Mm-hmm.
Ant-Man was gonna have like a big role in this movie, and they said that maybe the Wasp is also in
Mm-hmm.
this movie. I think that
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna go like classic with the original Avengers and Ant-Man
Mm-hmm.
because Ant-Man is not from the originals. And
Mm-hmm.
the big question is how are they traveling through time if they don't have the time stone? Like how can you travel past in time without having that Infinity Stone? I mean we will need to see it, but it's like what?
Yeah, I need to get some
Yeah,
like
I need
cable.
information.
Yeah, they need cable or magic from Fox. But going back to Thanos, Fran, I feel like you kind of touched on earlier, the when the camera zoomed in on his face, you could see how much detail they put into his character, and it showed during that part where he sacrificed Gamora, and I feel like the whole dynamic with Gamora and Thanos throughout the movie, the way it was played, I feel that was one of the strongest parts of the movie. Did you like how the movie showed uh, Thanos and Gamora? Because a lot of people were complaining that Thanos didn't have enough of a backstory. Do you feel that with how they showed Thanos and Gamora's relationship, that him not having a backstory wasn't too much of a bad thing?
I think that they had like enough backstory, but the bad thing is that like they made you empathize so much with Thanos that they even like made you think that he was right or something like that. Like you
Yeah.
empathize so much with him that you're like, I don't think what he's doing is okay, but for the general audience, it's like, oh, this man, he's doing it for the greater good and all that stuff. And I was like, they are implying all the time like the half of the universe, it's gonna everyone's gonna die if not and I think that a lot of people thought like he was right, and even killing Gamora, people still thought like, oh, he had his point and all that stuff. It's like he just killed his daughter. Like, how can you agree with someone who does that kind of stuff? And it's like, I think that the backstory is okay, but they make it so great that they made general audiences empathize with someone that they shouldn't empathize.
Yeah. Hold on just a minute. This cannot be happening. Okay. Yeah, that was a really great point. And like I said in my review for the movie, I feel like the thing that I really enjoyed that they did is like, again, going back to when it zoomed into him showing emotion. It's like, it showed that he had emotion. And like you said, with him, with what he's doing, obviously he's creating chaos, but you look at him almost kind of like you do Eric Killmonger. It's almost a toss up of, is this guy wrong, or is he right, or is he just doing what he thinks is necessary? um Fran, did you stay for the after credit sequence?
Yeah. Like
Oh,
I was so shocked I couldn't even move. Nah, I'm okay. I was like,
uh,
yeah, I was gonna say I saw it. Like,
yeah. I didn't see it, and I don't mind being spoiled by it. Would you explain what ended up happening in the after credit scenes?
yeah. First of all, a little critique. Everyone is doing videos like explaining the end, explaining the end, explaining the end, and it was like, okay, like we get it. It's like it's not. There's no need for everyone to start doing that because there's no need to explain it. There's like just the Captain Marvel logo and that's it. But whatever,
Right,
I respect it. And
right.
the thing is like, I was there and I was like, oh shit. She died. This girl from the first Avengers movie is dead, and I was like, oh my, okay. And I saw Nick Fury die, and I was like, what? And then he presses the little thingy that is like supposed to be a spatial thing or something like that, and
Uh-huh.
the Captain Marvel logo shows up, and there's like, okay, she's
Oh,
gonna come and she's gonna go like, okay, what happened? Who did it? That one. Boom. Okay, give me the gauntlet. That's it. I think she's gonna be so powerful that she's just gonna come like, okay, who's the threat? That one. Okay, be right back. And he's just like gonna start punching Thanos and win it by herself.
yeah.
But I think that's like a little bit of lazy writing. Like,
Really?
oh, then comes this powerful being that we've never seen before and saves the day. It's like,
Hmm.
too easy. I mean, I like it that they are introducing Captain Marvel, but for me, it feels really lazy.
Mm.
Like, oh, we are losing at the end of the day. This powerful woman that we've never heard about comes and saves the day. It's like, they could have done better.
Yeah, I unfortunately couldn't stay for it, but yeah, that was echoed to me, but not in that full extent. I did know that Nick Fury ended up dying, but I didn't know that Captain Marvel was being teased at the end as well. Um, Let me ask you this, Fran, since we're talking about deaths, we touched on Thanos, we touched on Josh Brolin, we touched on a lot of different subjects. Uh, which death in the movie shocked you the most?
Ooh. I mean, the Loki one, I was like, okay, like I kind of expected it, so it didn't really shock me. But the one with Spider-Man, like,
Mm-hmm.
not the performance, like it was sad, but I was like, they did it. Like, they killed fucking Spider-Man. Like, this movie
Yeah.
is supposed to be for child, and they come and they see like Spider-Man crying and then turning into dust. I was like, no way, Disney is doing this. Like, I think that was like the most shocking, because
Mm.
I was like, this cannot be real. Like, they are not doing it. Like, in my mind, I was like, this is Disney. Like, fucking Disney. They can't kill the heroes in a movie.
Yeah.
And everything was like so dramatic, and I was like, god damn. Like, this
Yeah.
is supposed to be a kids movie, and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And
Um.
I want to say like a little thing. The girl like Fiona thing or something like
Thanks.
that. Yeah, the girl that fights for the Snyder Cut and all that stuff. We really appreciate what she did, what she's doing with that stuff. But spoiling and saying that in the movie no one died. I don't know what to say to her, but she should probably next time don't say anything, because she was like kind of wrong, just a little bit wrong.
Yeah, I didn't know she I never knew she spoiled the movie. I do know she co-signed one of my videos, and in one of my videos I meant to thank her, but yeah, I didn't never knew she spoiled the movie. But Fiona, we love you, honey. We love you. Don't take it as a, as a hate. We still love you, but don't spoil the movie. But
Yeah.
uh Fran, let me ask you this. What did you think about Thanos' children in the movie? Because I didn't really touch on that in my review, and they played a they didn't play a really big role, but they played a significant enough role in the movie, and their presence was most certainly felt. How did you feel about them being included in the movie?
I felt disappointed.
Really,
Yeah.
you can't tell now.
I was like, in before seeing the film, I was like, oh, the Black Order, we don't know so much about it, and they're gonna beat the shit out of the Avengers and all that stuff, and they just came, and you know, the Proximal Midnight and Corvus Clay, one of the most powerful beings in the universe, are fighting Captain America, Falcon, and Black Widow, and they lose. Like,
All right.
hello. Like, I kind of understand Captain America winning, because his power of will and his serum and all that stuff. But listen, Black Widow holding with two sticks the spear of an alien that is twice her size, that has been training for thousands of years. Girl power! Shut up. Shut up, please. Like, this is not
Yeah.
realistic. Like, I've seen people complain, like, no, you are saying that because she's a woman. No, lady, I'm not saying that because she's a woman. The same thing goes for Falcon. Like, a normal guy with wings, he kicks in the chest one of the most strong and powerful beings in the universe, and they're like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I can't move, bye bye.
Mm-hmm.
What? Like, what? The one I liked the most was like Squidward. Like, I really enjoyed the thing that he could like move things with his hands and all that stuff, and
Oh yeah.
and I really enjoyed him because his tone of voice was like really calm and all that stuff. But again, his death was like, what? Like, that easy?
Yeah.
There was no fight. There was no like, oh my god, this is really strong, and then we finally beat him. It's like, make a hole in the spaceship and he dies. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And these are supposed to be the children of Thanos, the one of the like royal ward of Thanos, the greatest being in the universe, and two humans, one guy with uh, with super strength can win both of them at the same time. Like, what?
Yeah.
I was in the movie. I was like, I cannot believe it. Like,
Yeah.
how? and the other one with the Hulk poster with the thingy that he puts in his hand and he starts like flying and explodes. It's like,
Mhm.
listen, his skin is impenetrable. Like in the comics says so, and he's gonna die because a little bit of heat of a barrier. Like the how are the like the normal troops called outriders? I think it was like the outriders could get through the wall of Wakanda. I mean, they
Mhm.
got hurt, they got hurt, but they could go through it. And this guy, whose skin is impenetrable, dies because he's exposed to it for 5 seconds. Lazy writing. Like, uh.
Okay, Fran. Let me say this. It sounds like you were really pleased with the movie, but listening to you, it definitely sounds like you have some cons with the film. Um, the biggest thing for me is like I said, I feel like it's the best for me, for right now. It's the best Avengers film until Avengers 4. I was there Judgment then, but there was a lot of rumors while the movies were being basically shot that there was this one sequence with, I think like 50 to 60 Avengers in one scene. And needless to say, when watching the movie, certain Avengers had to take a back seat to give other of the Avengers screen times or other of the Guardians screen time. And I know some people were upset about that we didn't get to see that sequence in the movie. Would you have liked to have seen a scene with Avengers A, A through Z from one line to the other end of the line in the movie? Or were you fine with the movie being the way that it was?
I was fine that, but I needed like a little bit more of epicness. Like I would have loved to see like all the Avengers together. Like somehow the Avengers like flee to Wakanda or something like that with a Doctor Strange portal or something like that, and then all the Avengers and all the Guardians of the Galaxy together try to fight Thanos and then lose. But
Mm-hmm.
having them separated, it was like it wasn't bad, okay, but it could have been better. Like I was really hoping to see like Tony and Steve talking
Yeah.
and like having the piece that that we all were hoping to have.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
that's something else.
and like there were some scenes that they were supposed to like go together and they didn't, and I think that they are hoping to finish that in Avengers Force, but meh, I wanted to see it like right now.
All right. Um, Let me ask you this. Do you feel that as the movie, having seen Winter Soldier, Civil War, and now Infinity War, would you say that Infinity War is closer to Civil War in terms of tone and uh, just as an overall movie, or do you feel that it's closer to the Winter Soldier?
Oof, I think that like narratively it's not close to Winter Soldier, but in epicness and a movie as a whole is really close to it. Like
Mm,
the feeling of Winter Soldier, the like the epicness, the sadness, the matureness, they were also seen in Avengers Infinity War. Like I saw Infinity War and I wasn't thinking like this is a Disney movie. I was
right.
thinking like this is like a big movie. This is like Winter Soldier. This is something serious, and that was what I was like hoping to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely agree. Um, Let me ask you this because I also discussing the film with a few of my other brethren. They also had a few complaints, but the general consensus was it felt like for the first time in a long time that the movie as a whole actually had stakes and was trying to take things seriously. Let me ask you this: was there besides the Hulk, was there another character in the movie that you felt was either out of character or the movie could have done without?
Mm, 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 mm. Mm, well, maybe Black Widow and
Mhm.
Groot, for example. Groot didn't do anything in the whole movie about just playing video games and at the end helping make the Stormbreaker.
Uh,
And I mean, hey, don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed it, but he was like not necessary. Uh,
yeah,
Also, Peter Quill fucked it up. Like, I'm gonna kill him. Like,
yeah.
they had it, and that stupid idiot couldn't hold his hand. But no, I didn't feel like no one was out of hand. But the thing is that some of them didn't have the enough screen time that they need, like Captain America, for example.
Mhm.
That's the only complaint I have with characters.
Mhm. Having seen the film as much as you have, Fran, what would you say your rating for the film would be on a scale of 1 to 10?
1 to 10. 9.
Or
I Yeah, it's a 9.5. Like it's there. Like as a whole, as a movie, as an spectacle, it's amazing.
Mhm.
Like it's the movie. It's the superhero movie. Like what Justice League was supposed to be, Avengers did it right. For me, that's like a 9.5. I've seen a lot of people saying like, "Oh, is it better than The Dark Knight?" Listen, there are two different movies. There's no
Right,
there's no comparison. For me, personal taste, I prefer The Dark Knight, but Avengers Infinity War is there. Like it's a 99.5, and that's a really high note for me.
right.
What did you give it?
I'm teetering on giving it like really high 8 or a low solid 9 myself. It's like a 8 point. I say like a at lowest it's like a 8.8 or 8.9, and at highest it's like a 9 or 9.1. I do 9.5, 9.75 or whatever, but yeah, between like a 8.8 and a 9.1. Um, that's great. Let me ask you this. Where would you rank it in your as far as your MCU films go? Your favorite? Where would you rank it as of right now?
First one.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's better than all of the rest. There are some movies of the MCU like Winter Soldier and the first Avengers that are really good. But listen, this is the one. Like this had really high expectations and they fulfilled those expectations easily. Like just with the end, just the end was better than most of MCU movies. like it, like that scene is better like than I don't know Thor the Dark World or something like that.
Yeah.
It's top there. I don't know how Avengers 4 is gonna come out, but Infinity War is up there.
Yeah, it was really I was glad after I saw the movie that I ended up seeing it because I knew I wasn't going to I knew it was going to be crowded, but thankfully I got a really good seat even though I ended up sitting next to this really annoying woman who was yelling and laughing and just being ignorant during like not only during the movie but even as the trailers rolling, and I'm just looking at the sky asking God like what did I do? Who why me? Um that's cool, friend. Let me ask you this then. Where would you rank it as far as your all-time superhero movies go? Where would you rank it in like top 10, top 20, top 5?
Mm, I'm thinking top three, top five. Like,
Hmm.
mm,
What would
I think. I mean, top three. If I put it in top three, it will be like Dark Knight, BBS, Infinity War.
mm,
Top five, it will be like Dark Knight, BBS,
mm,
mm, Spider-Man 2, uh, like Spider-Man 2, Avengers Infinity War, Winter Soldier, something like
Hmm.
that. Like it will be like top 3, top 5. Like this is a really good movie for me, and
Yeah,
in
well,
the in not in only in the MCU, like in the whole superhero genre, this is
hmm.
like something new, fresh, refreshing. Like we've never seen this before. This amount of characters in the same movie.
Hmm.
What's your
Yeah,
top? What's your top for this movie?
I as far as MCU goes, I'm gonna say it's definitely top 10 as far as MCU goes, because I've kind of scaled it all down and thought more about it. And it's definitely top 10. And whether it's top 5, I'm not really sure yet. I'm going to see it again this week, and then I have a better judgment of it. Um, as far as all time superhero movies, man, this is harder than I thought. Like for instance, I like the movie, Kick Ass. I think that's a really great superhero movie. Uh, like you, Spider Man 2 is great. X-Men 2, X-Men First Class. BVS, of course, is one of my all-time favorites. I'd even throw Watchmen in there. So for me, It's a lot harder because I have to take every superhero movie into consideration, like Watchmen and BVS, Man of Steel, even you know. Um, but yeah, for right now, it's a definite top 10 MCU movie, and
Top 10?
yeah, top 10. I don't know if it's top 5 yet.
Oh,
Like I said, I need give me time to see it again this weekend. I'll definitely let y'all know.
you
Um,
have to give up to the hype and the fanboys. You don't have to have like a personal opinion. Give up to the masses. Disney is
oh
gonna buy
man,
your thoughts.
they're not for sale, but they probably put it. Um, Fran, let me ask you this. Before before Infinity War release, well, let me. How should I say it? Before, let's say, your reaction. How should I say it? When you went into Infinity War compared to how you left after seeing Infinity War, were you as excited to see Avengers 4 before you as excited to see Avengers 4 after leaving Infinity War as opposed to before you went in to see it? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I was like, when I left the theater, it was like more of a surprise mixed with emotions, and I don't know going on. Like I had PTSD, and I don't know. Like I when I came to see it, I was like hyped. I was like, okay, this is the movie I've been waiting for. This is gonna be it. And when I came out, it was like a total different emotion. I was like, oh my god, they did it, and I was sad because of the heroes who died, but I was also happy like Thanos won, and it was a mixture that I can't call like hype, but
Hmm.
I felt better when I came out of the movie than when I came to see it, because when I came out,
Hmm.
I was like, they did it. This is what I wanted to see. Like in the other video, when I say, I think that it's like I want to see Thanos snap his fingers and the movie to the end, and that's like kind of what I got. And
Yeah.
then I when I left, I was like, this is what I wanted of this movie. Like I can't, yeah, at the moment I couldn't ask for more. That's why I think that it's better for me when I came out than when I came
Yeah, I definitely I feel the exact same
in.
way. I had one more question about Thanos. Let me look and see really fast. Thanos, we got that one, got that one, got that one. Got that one. Oh yeah. Okay, this should be my final question, and I'll let you shoot as many as you need to. Um where would you rank Thanos in your line of MCU villains that you've seen? Where does he rank now? Before longer, think about Obadiah Stane, think about Kingpin, think about Abomination from Hulk, and think about everybody else that died.
I think he's like top two, like Loki and Thanos. Like